guys? This is Kyle from Kyle's Game Room, and just the other day I got my Link Figma, and unfortunately I tried doing an unboxing, and unfortunately it failed, because I was trying to show off the figure itself, and unfortunately I did have a few issues with the figure. So, why not do a legit review this time? Alright, so we're going to go over the articulation, the pros, the cons. I guess we'll go over the accessories as well, the price, and is it worth picking up or not. Alright, so first, let's get this guy out of the box. Let's get everything out and show you what's inside. But first, before I do that, let's actually show the box. Okay, I've done plenty of research on this figure, and not once have I seen the Nintendo seal of approval, like the nice quality seal. So that's really cool. I like that. Also, we see Link in this nice window display. It looks pretty cool, but personally, I love the way that Sonic looks in his Nendoroid box, and that's like the best figure that looks best inside the box. This does a pretty good job too, but it's nowhere as good as Sonic. Okay, we see Figma, Max Factory, action figure series. It's also by Good Smile Company, the people who made the Sonic figure. Let's see what else. Link in Japanese, I guess. Skyward Sword logo. This is based off his appearance in Skyward Sword. Personally, I love the Ocarina of Time and the Twilight Princess looks, but Skyward Sword still does look pretty good as well. Alright, so we can see the sword and his hand leaking from this side. Alright, so on the back we have a bunch of pictures, a bunch of different poses. Personally, out of all these poses, I do not like this one. And this is nearly impossible for me. He's just too heavy for the stand. And it's showing off, okay, we got two different faces. So that's really, really cool. And they're showing off, okay, you can put the shield on his back, and that's really cool. And this was certified by the Diamond Comic Distribution. And I got this figure from GameStop, so fun fact. And we get the nice little warning for ages 15 and over, so that's really, really cool. It's what I've seen on the back of, what's his name, Supersonic Boom, but his has a AAA sticker, not a Diamond Comic Distribution. That is if I remember correctly. Okay, on the other side, we also have another pose of Link, and on the top and bottom, they're the same exact pose. It's actually pretty much the same exact thing in every way. Alright, so this is a genuine figure. I'm not aware of any fake Figmas, at least not yet. Maybe if you look around on eBay, you might be able to find one, but I don't know. But I got mine from GameStop. It's an online-only deal, so yeah. And it's probably the cheapest way to go, too. So I recommend picking it up from there. Alright, so now let's open her up and see what's inside. Alright, so this is mostly everything that comes in a box. There's a few things I do want to show you as well, such as the instructions. Most people can't read them. So luckily they're like, okay, people who can't speak Japanese are order this thing, so we're just gonna show how everything works. So go then. Alright, go pictures. Alright, and also here you can use this guy as a stage to actually cut it out and everything, but I do not recommend doing that because personally I just keep everything back in the box. And they do tell you how to stage and stuff on the bottom down here. But yeah, you can like cut this out and stuff because it's already like you can tell like you're able to actually use it as a stand. But again, I'm not going to use it as a stand. I'm not going to use it as a legit stage. Alright, so let's go over what the figure has. Okay, first up, let's go over the figure itself. Link, the hero of time. That's actually the Ocarina version of Link. I guess is the hero of skies? I don't know. But anyway, we have a lot of articulation on this figure. Alright, so we have hat swivel. Yeah, you have a swivel on the hat. So it's pretty cool. So you can do that nice wind effect. Alright, so we have a ball joint at the top of the head. Alright, I believe there is a joint at the bottom of the neck also, but it doesn't really want to work for me, so we're just going to ignore that. We have a ball joint around the stomach area, around the chest. Alright, we have universal shoulders, and they're also on a little swivel. Like, if you've seen the original Mega Man figure from Bandai Tamashii Nations, it's pretty much set up like that. Okay, we have a swivel, which his arm can move at 90 degrees. And some people don't know, you can actually use it as a legit bicep swivel, but I don't, like, it does have a swivel like that, but you can only move it so much. You can do a full 360 if you want to, but it will slowly make him go out of his socket. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. People fail to note that, but I was curious, and yeah, you can do that. Alright, so his wrist is on a swivel, and then there's a hinge for his hand to go forward and back. I wish it would have been at a ball joint, well, at least something like the Sonic Nendoroid, but they decided not to do that, so whatever, we can deal with it. And it's the same deal on both sides. There is no articulation right here on the belt. Okay, so when it comes for the legs, he has universal legs. I'm pretty sure they're on ball joints if you look, and yeah, they're pretty much on ball joints. Yeah, let's look at his crotch, let me tell you. What's really cool is here, at his tunic, at the bottom, it's separated into two pieces, so his articulation's not hindered too much. However, it is a little bit hindered, which kind of sucks. But if you want, you can overlap it on top of this, so it's not as hindered. But I wouldn't recommend doing that, because it may warp the plastic. It feels more like a rubber, but it's like some plastic, I don't know what it is. But it may make it warp, so I wouldn't recommend doing it. So let's just make it look real. Alright, so anyway, yeah, we have ball joints around the waist area, at the top of the legs, around the knees. We have a nice swivel, and I want to say it goes about like 100 degrees. It goes beyond 90, because here they cut it off so it looks like wrinkles, but it fits the boot perfectly. So that's really cool how they did that. There's a swivel right under the knee. Then we have, I don't want to call it a ball joint at the ankles. It's on a little swivel, but then somehow it moves left and right like a ball joint. But it's not really as universal as you would hope it would be, like, let's say, the Mega Man X D-Arts figure. Or maybe the Sonic Nendoroid. But the sock cuffs, they really hinder that articulation, so whatever. Okay, and we have toe articulation. So now, he can be on his tiptoes. Ta-da! Alright, so now let's go over all of his accessories. Alright, so, hold on, let's get you to stand. Well, actually, I guess this is the best way to show off the stand, because here, I'm on a very on-level surface. And he can stand up by himself on that, so that's kind of cool. But, let's show off the stand anyway. So we have a really, really nice long stand. It can even work for the Nendoroid as well. The peg is really long. It actually doesn't need to be this long, but it's still very nice that they make it that long. We also get a different head. You can remove this, alright? And this is the other peg that they give you. Personally, I don't like using this, because here's how it's set up. Like, if you try to put it down like this, it only goes in so much, mainly because of this pouch right here. So, I personally recommend using this one. Unless you want to have them in a running pose or something, I guess then you can have it set up like that. But again, you're better off using this guy. So I'll put that guy back over here. We actually probably just use this as the peg, maybe. As they're about the same size. They look kind of the same. Yeah, they look about the same. But again, we're just gonna still use this guy just to be safe. Alright, so here Link has two pegs on his back. The bottom one is for a stand, while the top one is for his sheath or scabbard, whatever you want to call it. So we just plug her right in the back. Bing, bada, boom. It doesn't go all the way in, which kind of makes me like, why would they make it so long if it doesn't go in, like it doesn't go in all the way? So I don't know. Alright. We can make him stand on the stand itself, but we're not going to. So we're just going to make him stand like that. Like pretend that the stand doesn't exist. Alright, we also get a little baggie in case you want to keep your accessories in here. But I use the box to keep the accessories in, so I don't really use this bag. But I'm going to keep it just to have it. So let's throw that on the bed. Alright, so what else do we have? Okay, let's go over the Master Sword. The Master Sword has a very, very nice amount of detail. Very nicely painted. Here, the sword going up is like a light blue shade. I've seen reviews and stuff, and they say how it's light blue, but I didn't know it was going to be this light blue. It's really something that you gotta see in real life. But anyway, then along the sides, they're around like a silvery paint, so it gives off that effect that it's like reflecting and stuff, how it's sharpened. So that's really, really cool. Here at the bottom, there's a peg, so it can slip into his hand a lot easier. There's some reviewers that, like, there was like 1 or 2 reviews that they completely ignored that, and I also heard that people had trouble taking this guy off for the first time and end up breaking the sword. So if it doesn't come off, it may be painted shut. What I recommend doing is heating it up, whether running it under hot water or heck, just make it sit on your lamp for a little bit and then try and pull it off. Personally, I didn't have any issues on my first try. I'm like, okay, here we go. No problem. Alright, so that's really, really cool. So next, let's go over the Highland Shield. Very nice detail. Personally, I don't think the detail is as great as they make it look like on the box, but it's still very nice nevertheless. We have a little piece, so his arms go under here, and then he grips onto this. And what's really cool about this is that you don't have to warp the hands or anything to get it on. It separates in 2 pieces, so you can slide it in, then lock it in place. Unfortunately, this thing does rotate. I wish they could have fixed that so it wouldn't do that, but you can only do so much with a small piece like this. Then you can either put it on this side or this side, or heck, make it go like this. I will show that off later. This can come off, but that's only if you want to put it over here, I guess. Alright, so next, let's go over the scabbard, or the sheath, whatever you want to call it. We have a nice blue paint, it's very dark paint. We also got yellowy gold with a lot of white spots. It looks like there's a little bit of leather, so it looks like it actually goes on to his back. So that's really cool. If you want to actually put that on, you might want to move his hair a little bit. Move his hat. And the Master Sword fits in perfectly. There you go. So that looks extremely nice. Alright, so now let's show off how this works. Okay, also you see the peg because that's for his back. And we see a little niche. I don't know what to call it. A nick? I don't know. A knack? No. That's a PS4 game. Anyway, this little thing right here, this little triangle, is so when we have it set up so it belongs on his back, let's just put it in just a tiny bit. Okay, don't press it in fully yet. Feed it through. Okay, here, when you press this in all the way, and gosh darn it. See, I wish they would have made it not move. There we go. When you have it all the way through, when you get the sword, it will not go through. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so then we simply plug it into the back. It doesn't matter which side you have it on, it's just that here in Skyward Sword he's right-handed, so you want to have it going this side. Alright, so that is really cool. And he also looks good from the back. If we didn't have to stand here, we could actually make it angled so it's actually down more, so that would look a lot better. But it stands here, so we can't do much. Alright, so next, let's go over the sword effect, like the slash effect. Here, what this guy is, pretty much, it's thin plastic. Doesn't feel that cheap, but I still would be careful with it. Alright, so let's take out the sword. Okay, perfect. Okay, here, right here, these are little holes that you can feed the sword through. So when you're taking a picture for Instagram, for example, you can make him slash, and it will give off that effect that he is actually like slashing, not stabbing. So that's cool. I like that. But when you're doing stop motion, you probably won't need this. But I don't do stop motion, so I'm gonna need this. Okay, let's put the sword back in the scabbard. There we go. Okay, next we have a little tree of hands. Alright, he comes with 5 sets of hands. Closed fists, so that's really cool. They're default. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It was a number that I do not know. It's not even in my freaking area code, so I'm ignoring that call. Anyway, we come with 5 pairs of hands, closed fists. We have gripping hands. They're for both the sword and the shield. It doesn't really matter which one you use. Okay, then we got open palms. Like, they're like relaxed hands, that's what I want to call them. We have wide open palms, so I guess if he wants to do handstands or wants to be, I don't know, gay? I don't know. Then we have sword-wielding hands, because when you're holding a sword in real life, your hand actually ends up being warped. So I'm really happy that they actually paid attention to that detail. So that's really, really cool. But again, you can just use these for holding the sword as well, because with these, it holds the sword at an angle, and sometimes you don't want to have it at an angle. So sometimes you might want to go with these hands. They're nicely painted. The only thing I do not like is, like, underneath, they didn't paint it. But I understand why they did that, so they don't get paint on the Master Sword itself. Because you don't want brown paint on there. You don't want to look like he pooed himself and he forgot to wash his hands and got it on the sword. That'd be disgusting. Alright. So, let's show off how he puts the sword on. Well, not the sword. Well, yeah, let's go over the sword. Alright, so let's take the sword. We're gonna take this hand. And what's really nice, I love this because now you don't lose your hands. I actually almost lost one because I forgot to put it back in. But when you are moving your hands around, always put it in that little tree so you don't lose anything. So that's really, really nice. Okay, so take off the bottom. No problem. Yeah, I've seen people actually like bend their freaking fingers. Like a tongue twister, right? And like it just bothers me. Like, dude, you're not supposed to do that. It comes off for a reason. And it simply goes in. So there you go. So now let me show you how putting on the shield works. Alright, first we have to take the scabbard off so we can take the shield off. Okay, there we go. Put the scabbard back on because it looks nice. There we go. Again, it's a long peg, but it doesn't go all the way in. I don't know why they did. Well, I understand why they did that for the scabbard, but the stand, I have no idea. Okay, we're gonna put it on the right hand, but it's gonna be his left hand. But whatever, just calling it the right hand. Put this piece not on yet. Okay, take it apart. Take the closed fist. Let's get. Hold on. Yep. Make sure I'm grabbing the right hand. We grab the standard holding things hand, but not the sword wielding one. Okay, we're gonna take this, feed it through. Come on, get in there. Attaboy. Okay, you want to feed it up almost all the way to the top. Alright? And now I'm going to show you something that I personally struggled with. Like, this is one of the reasons why I could not do the unboxing video, because I tried showing off the figure itself, and this is one of my major gripes. Okay? First up, let's put the arm on. Okay. Oh, whoops. Get in there. Ah, why won't you go in, you? There we go. There we are. Okay, so now it's on. And now for one of the things I do not like. This piece. I don't know if I'm personally, if I'm the only one having this issue, but for some reason, this does not want to go around Link's arm fully. Okay, we have two different sized dots, okay? Bottom one is bigger than the top one. So it's pretty much identified. See? Like when I put it on the top, or if I even put it on the bottom first, it doesn't really matter. I try to put it on the other side. And when I plug it in, the top one comes off. And that was just me failing. Because I didn't even get it in the hole. But I tried. See, I try to put it in. And it either does not go in the hole fully, or when I do get it in, the top one pops off. like, I guess it just didn't warp right. I was trying to mess with it last night, trying to make it unwarp itself so it could fit on better, and it did work for a little bit. Like, both the pegs didn't go in fully, but it was enough to show that they're plugged in and they're ready to go. But then I tried to play with it this morning, and it's probably off camera, and I apologize. I tried to do it again before I even recorded this review, and it went back. Like, you press his arm as close to the shield as possible, and it still suffers this issue. So that's one of the cons that I have with this figure. But still, it does look good nevertheless. It just sucks when you have it like this. Like, it's a little hard to hide that it doesn't plug in properly like you would wish. I even tried putting the arm in, like, different poses, and it still barely helps. Oh, there we go. It's plugged in. But it was like the effect that I was telling you about last night, where it's not fully plugged in. But when you have it up in this pose, then it becomes unplugged. Because we don't want to have his shield down here, because then he's going to die. He has to protect himself. So yeah, I don't really know what the deal is. Because we just got to move him as less as possible. I just wish that this piece would fit in a lot better. Like, right now it is plugged in, so that's really good. But again, I had a lot of trouble doing this, and this is something I should not have with a figure that I paid $50 for. So anyway, let's move on to the well, I'm not even done. I have to show off the extra hairpiece and the face. I didn't even show them off during the accessories, and I apologize for that, folks. Anyway, we got an extra hairpiece that we pop off. Here, it looks a little bit messy around the bangs, but just a tiny bit, because they roughly look the same. And we also have the not the bangs, the sideburns. They're the biggest part that was majorly affected. It's supposed to have a movement effect, whether he be falling or doing a slash attack. So, that's cool. And you can even have it with this face too, just in case the wind's blowing and he's just standing there like a hero. And then we also have the shouting face, like, hiya! Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what this face is. I wish we could have gotten just an angry face, like teeth gritting, like how the Mega Men. That's what I'm calling them, because I got two Mega Man figures. The Mega Men, I wish they did the same, I wish this figure did the same thing as them. Sorry for my stuttering. But anyway, yeah, you get my point. But, yeah. So let's show off how the face comes off, okay? Whoops. It took off the face and the hair at the same time, and I only poured out the hair. So that was the first time for me. So, anyway, yeah, the faces are nicely detailed. Really I like it. I wish it would have been like other Figmas, where there was one Figma that you could design your own face. It came with stickers and everything. I wish you could have done something like that, and then you could actually mold your other faces if you knew what you were doing. But anyway, yeah, let's put on the extra face. Okay, we see you got a little rectangle right here. You got a little clear piece. Slip on. Bam. Now let's put on the messy hair. Just goes right on top. Might want to press it in a little bit so it doesn't look weird on the sides. Ah! I'm ready to get things going. Yeah! So let's adjust the sword a little bit. Add on that slash effect. So there we go. So that looks pretty cool, right? Anyway, yeah, the detail on this figure is very, very nice. There are a few leaks, but okay, before I talk about it, let's just go over pros and cons as a whole. Pros, a nice range of articulation. Personally, I like the Mega Man X figure more when it comes to articulation because it just does it so well. Paint job is immaculate. I love it. It's not as good as the box, but it's good. It comes with a nice stand. Very nice. I like how they offer you the stage, but again, I wouldn't use it as a stage. I just use it as the back of the box. And this little thing right here to hold your hands, this is really nice. Really recommend it. Anything else I want to go over for pros? It looks wonderful on your shelf, but I never put it on my shelf. I put it in the box when it's on my shelf, and it's great for Instagram. That's actually kind of why I bought this figure, for more pictures for Instagram. And plus, I wanted a Link figure. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of Legend of Zelda, but I respect it. And it's a cool figure, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy this figure, and buying this figure is going to make me want to play more Zelda. So, there. Now I'm going to guilt myself to play some Zelda. Okay, unfortunately there are a few cons with this figure, such as, like, you pretty much have to break this figure in order for you to play with it as much as you want to. Like, the issue with this guy, like with the belt thing on the shield. And if you notice, it did pop off again. Like, that should not be an issue. And another con, the wrists should have been ball joints, because if you're trying to make him hold up the sword, sometimes the hinge is not strong enough, like it's not tight enough to hold the sword with the slash effect. And sometimes it even has issues just holding the sword itself. Hold on, let's take the slash effect off. Nope, I'm just a liar. So it's just with the slash effect. And if you want to have a good dynamic pose for when you're about to take a picture, it will slide down, and that gets tiresome. It gets annoying. Even though the paint job is absolutely fantastic, they should have done a little effect, like to make it look like that this is chainmail. Like, I mean, hold on, check this out. This, let's roughly estimate 2 inches. This gets it on no problem. You probably won't be able to see on camera, because I can't see on the screen. But hopefully it'll actually show up. But you can see there's chainmail down there. And Good Smile is known for their high quality figures and high quality of detail. And I'm surprised that they failed to do that. And this one's kind of a nitpick, but it should bother other people as well, is there's not enough accessories. Like, why not have bow and arrow, claw shot or something? Not a claw shot. Like the chain hook or whatever, where you shoot something and it teleports you there. Well, not really teleports, but it drags you there. And yeah, it's just that we didn't get enough accessories. Like, when this guy was initially on the market, he was around probably $35 when you went to pre-order them for the first time. But then after that, it just went up in price. So for $50, I don't think it deserves that price, but $35 does sound good for what you're getting. But overall, it is a good figure. Like right now, you can find him for at least $50. I try to look around and I cannot find it for any cheaper, which is sort of a darn shame. I should have pre-ordered this guy, but unfortunately I didn't find out about it until after its release. So I got this guy from GameStop. He was $50, and there is free shipping. It's just that you're gonna wait probably around 2 weeks to get it. I paid $10 shipping so I can get it in 2 days. They say it's 1 day shipping, but what they mean by that is 1 day processing, and then like getting it ready, and then 1 day for shipping. So they should have called it 2 day shipping, not 1 day. So GameStop fix that. So if you I bought this figure because I got a GameStop gift card. I had $25, and personally I only had to pay $38 out of my own pocket, because there's also tax. So for me, paying only $40, but for you maybe paying around no more than $55, it is a good figure. It takes a little bit of breaking into. It does, each person has issues with this thing, and each one be different. Like the tip of the sword, the tip of the handle not coming off right, or me with this belt looking thing not staying on correctly, and me having to actually mess with the thing horribly in order for it to actually fit right. So they should have made that bigger. So unfortunately, for Good Smile, they're known for their quality figures, but this has a lot of issues. So is it worth buying or not? It really depends. If you want a definitive Link figure, you might want to wait, because one, it could probably fix the issues, And 2, this is the major reason. Here, there's another figure of Link coming out, and that one seems to be the definitive action figure. It's called the Real Action Heroes Link. It has much better detail. Here, they have it set up so it's like a G.I. Joe, where it's actually like wearing like doll clothes. But the detail is absolutely fantastic. It even gets a chainmail right, so good smile on Max Factory. You're really drawing. What else does it come with? And it comes with a bunch more accessories, even the freaking crossbow and everything, so that is really cool. I don't think it's really called a crossbow, it's like bow and arrow. But still, like, it comes with stuff like that, and it's really fantastic. It's something that this figure should have came with. Unfortunately, that Real Action Heroes figure is really expensive. I think it starts around like maybe $150, but it goes upwards to well over $200. So, if you want a nice display piece, something like that, wait for the Real Action Heroes figure. That is if you have that kind of money. But if you don't, and you want a good Link figure, this is the one that you want to go to. Like, this is probably the definitive cheap figure, I want to say. I wish I could actually really call it cheap, but compared to that Real Action Heroes figure, that thing is going to be awesome. But I would wait until that figure comes out, see reviews on that, and then you personally decide which one do you want to go for. The cheaper with a little bit of issues, or this newer figure with more detail. So yeah, personally I recommend picking up this figure. If you like Legend of Zelda, you'll like this figure. But be worried about what's going to happen. Again, that's something that we should not freaking have tolerated. We don't have to tolerate that. That's bullcrap. But again, good figure. If you follow me on Instagram, just go on my main YouTube page and you will find it. I've already posted a bunch of pictures of this figure and with my other figures, like both Mega Man and Sonic. And it goes really well. So, yeah, check them out. I actually might even put them at the end of the video, too. So you can check it out for yourself as well. And plus, I'm going to keep uploading more pictures anyway, so follow me on Instagram if you like that kind of stuff. Alright guys, if you have this figure, let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you don't have this figure, you can ask me all the questions that you want. Like, if you have any questions, let me know, and I will do my best to answer them. And whatever. So, alright guys, I will see you guys next video.